Hey, what's up, guys? Yair back here in the kitchen, bringing up another combo video for y'all. This time it's in the flavor of a test hand video. Unfortunately, this is the second time I had to record this. First time my phone ran out of storage. Didn't know that things in the trash can still take up storage, lol. But that's okay. We're just gonna run this right back. So I'm going to change up how I was doing it before. We're gonna do one combo hand, assuming that we're going first, and then one combo hand, assuming that we're going second. So, well, in the meantime, I'm going to power shuffle real quick so you guys can see that I'm shuffling it. So I'm very excited to show you guys these combos, and I'm a little upset that that the other combos didn't get saved because there were some very, very cool interactions that you don't really get to notice until you're actually playing the deck and actually comboing off and playing through interactions. Things that come up, like for instance, I played against a Cool Tune player the other night, and he had a B2B on board, and I was top decking of Perulia. That was the only thing I had, and then but I had an Adrastea engrave alongside Diactorus, but without Graflario. So I had gone normal Perulia, equipped Adrastea to it, popped the Perulia to summon Diactorus, put Graflario on top, used the effect to search. He chained, targeting his remix. So I searched change and then popped his remix on resolution. And then I went change and I popped Raiders to then target the B2B pop. And then because I had Medius engrave, it was GG's. But anyways, now that we're all shuffled up, let's get right into it. So we're going to assume that we are going first here. So what we have is we have Vidolium, Recapture, Geppetto, Raiders, and Terminus. It's a pretty solid hand for going first. Raiders is definitely the weakest one of our pushes. We're gonna want to save this for last because that's gonna lock us into XYZs. It does kind of suck a little bit that we have the Recapture already, but that means that if we can get into non-finito, we have access to Medius that way. With this, unfortunately, we do not have a great way to play under Droll. So we're going to have to simply go Terminus and dump the... We'd go Terminus and we would add Shade and dump the... or dump the Nervetto and add Shade. And then use Vidolium to Reborn. And then, you know, if they don't hit us with Droll, we use it to Reborn. We search Field Spell, and then we'll set the Recapture, and then use the Raiders in our hand with Nervetto to make non-finito, because at that point, if we're getting to combo at that, then Raider, and we still have the Shader in our hand, then the Raiders is not gonna matter for us to get to our end board. But let's say that they ashed Terminus, right? If they ashed Terminus, then our next push will be Vidolium. Vidolium effect to summon. Yes, we could do to boost so that they don't really have a hand trap that they can successfully use to stop this, right? Because we can use it to boost and then search Field Spell, and then Field Spell can banish the Raiders, right? And summon out or not the Raiders, banish the Geppetto, and then summon out the Nervetto, and then you can go into non-finito and go into combo that way. But that gets obviously a little bit riskier. You get less cards in your hand, but it plays through like 2 hand traps. But we do this because if they have a Bell or an Impulse or whatever and they use it on this, it's like fine. Then now we can go scale and then go Raiders and pop the Geppetto, right? And then just do DoomZ combo. And then this Recapture is just something in our hand for the time being. Now, that being said, say we go effect. So if we go effect and they let it resolve, this then searches for non-finito. Or not non-finito. This then searches for... I could search for Field Spell, but honestly, searching for Nervetto would be smarter. To just search for Nervetto, then set, and then do this for non-finito, which will get you the spell that searches Medius, and then you can normal Medius and go and combo that way with a Recapture for safety. Sorry. So now, but say they, what was it? So, but say they did stop this, right? So we have this in our hand. So say they did stop this, on like with a bell or an impulse or something. Because again, if they don't stop this, and then we summon this, and we search Nervetto, and then we go into non-finito this way, and we get the Medius, like that's full combo. That's full combo. So if they do stop this, we have this in our hand. Our next play is we scale, we go Raiders effect, pop, summon out the Alara, chain, or my bad, this goes here. Then we go Chainlink 1 to search, Chainlink 2 Alara. So we can grab change and set the Adrastia. And then we can go Adrastia onto Alara, Alara effect. Obviously, if they have like an imperm as well for Alara, then our next play would be change, pop baby patron. You can either like pop baby patron to you would pop baby patron to then add the Drastea, and then you can like Drastea, pop the Alara, get the Doom Dirge, and then you have Drastea into Drastrius, so you have the 2 disruptions that way, as well as the Doom Dirge to pop the Raiders. To get a pop, and then you can also pop Vidolium to just search some follow-up if you are afraid about having this on the board. So that's if they have, the Ash, Bell Impulse plus, Imperm Veiler, right? That third hand trap, and we still end on Drastia plus Raiders, right? So that's pretty good. And that's with having like a dead recapture, right, in our hand too. But if they don't stop that, then this will set the Adrastia, this will search, equip the Adrastia, go effect, rank up into Diactrys, then slaps Griflario, detach specifically the Adrastia because we're going to need it in the future. This will grab another change for follow-up because we're going to use one this turn, and then now there's nothing better for us to search since we're not running Destruction. So now we'll just search change. Now we can go Adrastia. Ooh. I see the issue here. So we'll search the change and pop the Griflario. That's what we need to do. Griflario will search change and pop itself. So that then Griflario can summon out the Amalfi, which then Amalfi can search out Drastea. And then you can go Adrastea, re-equip to Amalfi, which will then give us a free card for Drastea to pop, summon itself out, and equip the Doom Dirge. So now we can go change, and then change Drastea with the effect of Doom Dirge, pop change. This will pop Baby Patron, and then now we can go Chainlink 1 change to add back and then summon, Chainlink 2 Baby Patron to search. So we can search for the Geppetto. And then we can add back Alara and summon the Alara. Do I want to add back the Alara and do that? Ooh. Honestly, because of the recapture, there's a world where maybe I add this back. Because right here, we can set up a pendulum summon for this. If we choose to add this back and summon this, and then we pendulum summon this, we can make a Jupiter and get the 10 back. And then get a 4. We get a 10 back, we get a 4. That just goes through the Jupiter for no reason. Yeah, because we're XYZ locked at this moment. So, nah. we don't do the Patron. We do this. Then we can just go this for, we can overlay for Dogaris. And then here we want to try to draw more non-engine, right? So we can go Dogaris, draw to discard 1, because we also have a recapture that, you know, at this point is a free discard. Like, it's not helping us, it's not follow-up. So we draw Shade plus Spell Canceller. Oh, we haven't Pendulum Summoned. This is why we do this first, because we haven't Pendulum Summoned yet. That's actually insane. Yeah, discard the recapture, and then now we can go Pendulum Summon, and then, yeah, you can go Pendulum Summon, and then just pass with this. And that's broken. I mean, okay, drawing the Spell Canceller there was insane, right? Obviously. But even if we didn't draw Spell Canceller and we drew like nothing that mattered, what we have here is we have Drastea to rank up, and then we have the negate, so we have the 2 disruptions there. The 3rd disruption, because Doom Dirge can pop Raiders. We have infinite follow-up. If they make a mistake and attack into our Geppetto, we have a Terminus in Graveyard to banish whatever they attack into it with face down. So, and that's through, I forget if that was 3 or 4 disruptions. I'm pretty sure that was 2 disruptions, actually. My bad. That was 2 disruptions. That was if the Alara went through. If they just had a, what was it? An Ash for the Terminus, and then like an Impulse Bell for the Vidolium. But, so that's the first combo. And so that just goes to show, you know, there's so many different routes to go. Like every time you get disrupted, what ends up being the correct route ends up changing, right? Because now you have to account for other hand traps or different hand traps if, you know, they're doing like an Ash or a Bell or an Ogre, something that's once per turn, right? The hand traps that we're more afraid of are going to be the trap hand traps, like Imperm's not that bad, but, you know, the Impulse and the Sparks can be a little rough. But, you know, that also is like, that's a relatively typical hand. You know, we had the recapture in our hand, which was a little unfortunate, but we were still able to make it work. There's only really 4 or 5 cards in this deck that you really don't want to open. There's recapture, there's Ginaldo, there's each of the equip spells, so that's 4 cards. And then there's Spell Canceller, right? So that's 5 cards, but it's a 45 card deck. So, I mean, you're not unlikely to open one of them up, but you are unlikely to open more than one of them up, which as you can see, if you open one of them up, you can still have great combo and great ways to play into a board. So now we're going to do a combo as if we're going second. So 1, ooh, that's not a great start. Don't really like having Medius going second. And boom. Okay, so again, this is like a game 1 going second, obviously, because I haven't sided out the Spell Canceller. So, unfortunately, no non-engine, but what can we do with this full engine hand, right? What we have here is we have a normal summon with Medius. We have Terminus as a push. Because we have Geppetto in our hand, Adrastea is a push as well. So you can like pop one of their monsters and summon the Geppetto out, which immediately starts, you know, threatening stuff without needing our normal summon. So we already got a couple pushes, a couple of meaningful pushes. If we draw something strong, this could really help. 6th card, Alara. Unfortunately, oh, actually, no, that's busted. I was going to say, unfortunately, that's a second normal summon. But because we have Geppetto, this is actually even more insane, because now Geppetto is a push in and of itself. We don't even need to use the Adrastea like that. So just about every board, right? Like, if they're setting up like a hard negate or a way to banish the Geppetto, then you probably want to lead with something else, because the Geppetto is just so strong. But if they lead with no hard negates or anything like that, or their only way to remove it is like popping it, then you 100% can just like lead Geppetto. Because if you lead Geppetto and they have to do something preemptively like KT, right, synchroing off with Rico to pop this, you haven't used the Geppetto effect yet. You're searching change because we have Terminus already. We can get into Geppetto back. We can get back into Geppetto later, right? And right now we have, you know, 2 different normal summons depending on which route we are going to want to end up going. And Spell Canceller can just straight up be just like a free card for us to banish for the field spell when we eventually get there. So we can lead with Geppetto, if that's the case. Say they, you know, they do have like some negates or whatever, and I got to lead with something else, and I go Terminus, and they're like, okay, we'll let that go through because, you know, they want to stop, you know, whatever I'm trying to bring out with this. So do the classic send Nervetto, add Vidolium. And then now I can go scale Vidolium. I can go effect, right? And then say they do something, negate this, right? Okay. Scale. Anything here? And then say they're like, okay, I'm going to wait. I'm going to set something up now, and I'm going to wait for you to use the effect, right? I'm going to wait for you to use the effect to banish it or to pop it or something. Do nothing, and then just go Pendulum Summon. Like, honestly, there might be a world where you just Pendulum Summon both of these and just start playing with your, and then just like summon out a Nervetto and then evolve, and then change the effect of Nervetto in the extra deck with Nerva to just blow up their board, and just, you know, this is 36 plus 33 is 69, so you only need to like put 1100 more, which we haven't used our normal summon, so you can normal summon Alara and that would be game, right? If you're able to sneak it in that way, because if they are heavy on their back row, just summoning out the Spell Canceller honestly could get you the game right there, like straight up. If they have like a bunch of KTSs set, or like FNVs, Super Poly, Crown, Droplet, all that stuff, and if it makes it that they only have like a couple monster disruptions left and no negates or no like real good way to like out your bodies, like this might be good. Because then if they got to do something to out the Spell Canceller, right, they're not doing it to out your other stuff. And so that stuff can like pull through. And then if the Spell Canceller sticks, we don't need the Geppetto, right? So that's actually a cool thing to note, is if that would be the case, then it would be like, sure. But if they are like more front row heavy, so the Spell Canceller like would be more of a hindrance here because we need to have our Geppetto, say they don't have any really back row, then we could just summon out the Medius, right, this is engraved, and then go like Medius effect. And then say they negate it. And it's like, okay, Geppetto. Then say they do something where they negate and they pop it, right? Effect to search, right? And then they're like, sure, because say they already, say they ash that, right? Say they let this go through, but they ash that. They're like, okay, now we're going to do this, right? Equip Adrastea to one of their things. Adrastea effect to pop. Say they negate that, right? Normal summon Alara. Effect to set. Say they negate that, but it stays on the board, right? The actress. Well, if they negate this with like an Imperm Veiler, then we overlay for the actress. If they negate this with like anything that doesn't, if it just negates the effect, doesn't negate the card, then you could re-equip the Adrastea so you can keep a level 4, keep a level 4 / another body, and then go for the rank up that way. But say they did like Imperm Veiler. Overlay. And then obviously if they have any other way for us, like if they have any other way to like say remove this, right? This would search Doom Dirge, but that doesn't help us at all. So that would be it. But if they don't have a way to stop that, which again, we're acting like they already negated like 4 of our things, right? And like got rid of like already had like negated 4 of our things, and we were already starting to like force stuff out. And that's also the assumption that they don't really have back row stuff, because otherwise we would have summoned the Spell Canceller and it would have been able to check that. So if now we played through all their disruptions, right, and we just gotta like combo off. Now we've got Graflario, detach. This we have not done change yet, so now we can go change. Yeah, we can go change, which can, and then pop one of their cards, and then we can go change, popping the baby Patron, and then baby Patron can add the Dristea. Dristea can now pop to equip, and then on resolution, Griflario can summon out a Malfi, which can search for another Geppetto. I've used my normal summon, which is going to add me another Geppetto. Now I can go big think. I could do that. I've already pendulum summoned, so that doesn't really help me. I could go for that. I guess over here I'd go Drastia with the effect of Doom Dirge. Pop, effect of Vidolium. Would search me a field spell. And then we can go the only question is I don't really have a spell to go for the non-finito here. But I think I just try to go for like a kill. I think I do just try to go for a kill. So we can go Vidolia, reveal Nerva, which summons out the Nervetto. Then link these off for is that even smart? Linking those off. No, because I need the fusion, I need the synchro. Oop, not you. You. So, because since we're going second, we want to try to go for a kill here, right? We have Medius engrave that can shuffle back the Geppetto so that we can go for a Dugaris to double the attack of one of our monsters. The only issue here is that the only way to do it is we need to take a risk. We need to go Nervetto banish, because that's how we get our fusion out, but then that's also how we can get our Ginaldo out, because we don't have a spell to go for the non-finito, which is the safe way to do it. Nervetto, we literally just need to not banish Ginaldo. Bet. Destroy. And then, obviously, depending on the game state, so you go Chainlink 1, depending on the game state, you could go Chainlink 2 Nerva to just blow up their board. And then you can go like Medius, shuffle back, make the Dugaris, double the attack of like, you could double the attack of Nerva to 66, so you can like leave them at 14, or if they had to pay life points for their combo, like you could do that. You could also go for like a draw 2 discard 1 and just, you know, and as well as like an SP play. So you could like just completely kill their follow-up. But me personally, I just like to be safe and just go, okay, just Nervetto effect, right? And then maybe they change something so that you don't go Nerva, right? And it's like, cool. And then you summon out the Ginaldo. And then now Ginaldo is cool, because now we can go Ginaldo effect banish, and we literally do not care what we banish. The Etherealized Pastelol sucks a little bit, but it doesn't really matter. We pop and then summon out the Genora. Chainlink 1 to add back, Chainlink 2 Genora, clear, negate their whole field, and then Ginaldo can add back a Geppetto. Now we can go. Now we can go Medius, shuffling back one of the Geppettos, and go for a Dogaris. I can also then go. There's that for that. I can also then go Adrastea, equipped to the Genora. Genora, or Adrastea, pop the Genora, summon out the Geppetto from the hand. And then you can go, oh, I don't know why I did that. Then you can go Geppetto. Oh, that's so unfortunate, banishing the other Geppettos. I didn't shuffle prop, but that's okay. Pop, summon out the Jupiter. Then we can go Dogaris to double the, we could do that, but honestly I'd probably want to maintain some things first. So I would want to just shuffle for Vidolium, which then Vidolium banishes everything. Oh, right, when you made Jupiter, you would have re-equipped the Adrastea. But Vidolium banishes everything face down. And then now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. We have 16 banished cards. So just off of us, the field spell is making their monsters lose 1,600. This already represents, because then we go Dogaris, double the attack of this. I'm pretty sure that because this says it's unaffected by other monster effects outside of power patrons, I'm pretty sure we cannot Dogaris double it attack, but we can double the Jupiter. So this goes to 7k, and that's 5k, so that's 12,000, right? Which, if they have two monsters in attack position, and their monsters are down 1,600 just off our stuff, and then they're probably going to be down at least 3,000, right? And if this is 12,000 damage in and of itself, that's basically game right there. And then we still keep our Medius in the graveyard for follow-up. And we still have the Adrastea for follow-up too. So, and then say we don't kill, right? Say we don't kill. You always could just go for an SP play afterwards, right? You can always go for an SP play to go for a banish. Say you need to clear more monsters. It's actually very easy, because obviously you have the Adrastea where you can summon, then summon the Adrastea to then equip one of their monsters, and then attack. So very cool, even through the fact that you can only attack with power patrons with Terminus. So this is just a little bit of a showcase as to what this deck can do going first and going second. If you guys would like to see more just random test hand combo videos for going first and for going second, please let us know in the comments below. And until next time, please by all means like, comment, subscribe if you so choose to. But until next time, stay cooking, folks.